Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Michael Burns with One Mic Out. Hope you're having a great day. It's almost Friday, almost the weekend. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about living within your means. And what I mean by that is, man, I see a lot of people constantly griping and complaining and bitching and moaning about not having enough money. I am by no means a financial expert. I don't deal in finances in terms of only my personal finances. I don't help anyone really with anything. But there are some common sense, logical, ways in which, we must, live our lives, and you must be somewhat financial savvy to a degree. In order to make it in this mad world that we live in, and it gets crazier and madder with each day that goes by. But I see so many people in social media. It's a window into your life where people post about their lives every single day and what's going on in it. It's not necessarily a bad thing because sometimes we can utilize other people's counsel or advice or things like that. However, also, we're giving people who we really otherwise wouldn't want looking into our lives. We're giving them a free trial, actually, period to look into your life and just see how messed up how messed up our lives really are. So, as a point to take away from that, be careful what you post on social media. If you don't want people seeing it, don't post it. But I see so many people complaining and just with how, cost of living's going up, rent's going crazy, mortgages, housing, all that kind of stuff going nuts, groceries, eggs, all that kind of stuff. And it's just the world we live in, and really we can't control that. We unfortunately we can't, and I'm big on that. And the reason I say that is because we stress over so much that we can't control, and we let it almost take over our lives and dominate our daily life to where now we're causing undue stress for ourselves, and it's creating depression, it's creating all sorts of anxiety, other stuff going on that you otherwise, if you were just to let that go and say, you know what, I can't control that. I'm not even going to worry about that anymore because what can I do to make that change right now? And in reality, there's nothing. It's nil. However, what you can do is you can recognize, the lifestyle that you're living right now, and you can determine if you truly believe you're living within your means or not. And what I mean by that is you're living within the finances, the money that you make, and you're, obviously budgeting and all that kind of stuff, making sure that money's going into right places to where it should go to pay off the things that we have. But what happens is we see this day and age first world problems, right? Especially here in America. Social media can be, it can serve as a little bit of it can put up an unrealistic, picture of what we want to grasp and become. But we forget that a lot of people who are posting these things of living these lavish lifestyles or having these, brand new 2023, F450 dualies and trucks and all these, people, boats and just all this stuff living that way. And we, we're very consumeristic society. We want that. And so that's where the banks and everyone come in and say, oh, you can have that, but at a cost. Just take this little loan, pay some interest, and now you're in debt. And modern day slavery is debt. And I'm not here, slavery has been something from the dawn of time, the dawn of mankind. It's not just solely for what happened to African Americans during the, all up until the Civil War, essentially, and the civil rights, and, with everything that came from after that. I'm not talking about that. I mean, slavery, the word slavery, being a verb, is, to enslave someone. And that's what debt is doing. And if you are so hell bent on trying to replicate or do something you see on social media or something you see on TV, or you might have people that you follow, influencers who are living these lives, but I saw a thing the other day with Chad Ochocinco where he was with Shannon Sharp doing an interview where he was talking about how he still has 83% of all the money he made while he was in the NFL, where a lot of players, and Shannon Sharp even agreed, don't have their money that they made, the millions of dollars that they made while they're in the NFL, because they were trying to show off their money. Look who I am, thinking that was going to last forever, and then they blow everything. And now a lot of them are poor, and they're clamoring to find ways to make ends meet. And he talked about how he didn't go after the lavish lifestyle of jewelry, and he didn't go after like the most expensive stuff and all that. And he was living within his means because he wanted to be able to have the wealth to pass on to, to affect generations of his, from generations from now. And, I'm not talking about, hey, this is the secret to become a millionaire. I'm not talking about that. But what I'm talking about is you can still live the lifestyle that you want. But you have to, do it. Who was it who said it? Jim Carrey, who said, to take a year, downgrade your lifestyle and live that way for a year and see how much it helps you. But debt, that's the number one killer of the American dream. And everyone thinks that is the American dream is, look, I can take this in and I can, just spread the payments out, and pay on it for 1,000,000 years. And it's so cheap that, it's easy. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. If someone came to me and said, hey, you can have this brand new, freaking, whatever, and you can pay on it for 1,000,000 years and your payment's going to be $50 every month, okay, cool. But just know that when you're at a point in your life to where you're not making that income that you used to make, you're still stuck with that debt until somehow you download it. Don't think that the American dream is, financing everything. I see a lot of friends, especially a lot of my friends in Salt Lake City, Utah, because Utah is this vastly, Mormon state. And I see, it's the beach. I'm not going after y'all. But you see the bleach blonde hair, and you see the plastic surgery, you see the people, they're buying all this lavish stuff. They're spending buku dollars on these homes that they really can't afford, and everything else. And then what I end up seeing, a couple years down the road is now all these things that these people procured are going up for sale. They're downgrading lifestyle because they're being forced to. Where had they just done that from the beginning, they would have amassed some savings and they'd have a little bit more of a cushion in the bank account. And you see them struggling and stressing to try and make ends meet, but they're still wanting to maintain that lifestyle that's what's dragging them down and dragging them under, and they're drowning in debt. Don't be afraid to downgrade your lifestyle. And don't think of downgrade as a bad thing. You're being smart. You're showing people how intelligent you are by doing so. If you make enough money to where you can have certain things, good on you. But if you're struggling and you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you're sitting here having to, I have to show people that I'm well off, that I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, then you have an ego problem. And that ego problem is what is contributing and perpetuating your slavery to debt. And so you need a reality check. And sometimes that reality check comes in the form of bankruptcy, or it comes in the form of a home being repossessed or a vehicle being repossessed or something. And it's very humbling when that happens, and humiliating. And so don't be afraid to downgrade. You don't have to live that way, even though TV and social media and everything tells you that's the American dream. Don't believe it. Downgrade your lifestyle if you need to. If you don't need certain things, big razors, 4-wheel drive vehicles that go in the sand and the dunes and stuff like that. You don't need snowmobiles or ATVs. Those are all nice to haves, not need to haves. And take a look at what is it that you need. You need a car to get to work, right? You might need a truck to haul something for work, or you maybe have a big family, so you need some sort of SUV style or something like that. That's fine. You need a home if your family's big. I get that. So reallocate those funds to where they need to go. And again, I am not perfect. I have debt. I have 2 mortgages, that I'm paying on, and I got a truck in the driveway that's about paid off, but it's not the latest and greatest. I drive a 2004 Jetta as my commuter car that has 136,000 miles on it that I paid $2,800 for. That thing gets me to point A and point B. I don't care about having the latest and greatest vehicle just so people can see me. I don't care about that. I don't care about how people view me in that manner. I would rather them see me for making smart decisions and being, hey, that guy, he's got his shit straight, rather than, oh man, he's wearing jeans that are 14 years old. I have 20-year-old jeans and shirts. And I kid you not, my girlfriend will tell you, like, I have old clothes. Now, do I buy new clothes? Yes, every now and again. But the one thing I probably indulge in is hats. I got a million and one hats, but I'm not going out and spending money on all this lavish bullshit that now, I'm regretting having done so. Live within your means. Downgrade your lifestyle if you have to. And in all honesty, even if you don't have to and you did, think how much more money you would save. You don't have to have the latest and greatest, gentlemen and ladies. You don't. It's a cancer to, and it's all consumerism. We live in a consumeristic society, capitalism, all that kind of jazz, and people are always trying to make money off you because you are the producer of their income. So stop giving them your money for free. Look, just because something says it's a sale and it says you'll save this much money if you get this, that's not saving money. You're still giving money. You're still taking out of your pool of money and giving it to something or someone else that's not you, when you could have put that money and put it into some sort of investment. Hell, even if you took it out, put it under your damn mattress, it didn't go anywhere. You still have that money. And guess what? You take that money that you were going to spend, that was disposable income, and you tuck it away somewhere, and then next month there's more money you want to spend on something that you don't need, and you do the same. Guess what that's called? That's called saving. So I'm telling you right now, like, a lot of people are stressed in life right now. A lot of people are freaking out, and they don't realize that it's the debt that they have that's stressing them out. Don't be afraid to downgrade. What is there to be afraid of? People, you're going to lose friends on social media or followers. I mean, unless you're insta famous, bringing in millions of dollars from it, then who gives a shit? Like, in all reality, who cares? Who cares about the 5,000 people that you don't really talk to every single day, you don't even know? Who cares if one of them unfriends you or unfollows you? Who cares? Like, it's your life. In the end, it's not going to matter. If tomorrow an EMP went off, or we went to nuclear war with China or Russia or whoever, and everything happened, none of that's going to matter. But what's going to matter is what you prepared for. And I'm not trying to segue this into prepping. I'm just saying we need to, you need to prepare a little bit and be ready for the bad times, if bad times come, for whatever reason, whatever could cause it. But you need to be ready. But I see it so often, where people bitch and moan and complain, and they're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm not in control. You are in control. You need to downgrade your lifestyle. Downgrade your lifestyle, and you will be better off. I 100% guarantee it. And there's no other sugarcoating way to say it. If you're stressed out because of finances, it means because you're probably fucking up, and you probably need to reevaluate, reassess where the funds are going. But I'm not going to get into what you can do. Again, I'm not a financial expert. I think it's pretty common sense. You can take a look at what you have, the bills that you're paying on, the streaming services that you have, just all the other subscriptions that you have and things like that. And you can probably take a look at that and go, I really don't need 83% of those things. I can probably cut those out and save some money each month. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be a fool. The big guy up top, I'm not talking about God, but I'm talking about big capitalistic, all the retailers and all these big companies. They want you to stay in debt. They want you to keep paying. That's why you get so many credit card offers from Draper, Utah, Sandy, Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah in the mail, because they're wanting you to stay in debt. Because the longer you stay in debt, the less freedom you have. The more freedom you're going to have is when you're financially set and financially free. Downgrade your lifestyle, ladies and germs. Downgrade it. I promise you, you'll feel much better about yourself. You're going to reap the rewards and the fruits of that labor, and you're going to be better off in the long run. Invest in tangible things like gold and silver and metal and things like that, because the dollar isn't backed by the gold standard anymore. They just create it out of thin air, which makes it worth less and less and less. So your savings, start to dwindle. So look at other areas that you can invest in. But I'm telling you, stop paying on stuff with a an 8% interest rate or a 10% or 15 or 25% interest rate. Pay your shit off. One other tip and advice: if you have, credit is only meant for those who want to be in debt. Now, granted, I understand most people can't go out and buy a car for $35,000 cash or $25,000 cash or pay for a home. So there's certain things that you must finance, and I do understand. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. A lot of people don't have good credit. One way to build up credit. A lot of people I see using debit cards still. Knock that shit off. Still have your debit card. That's good, but get yourself a simple credit card with maybe a $2,500 limit or maybe somewhere in the low thousands limit, and use that card in lieu of your debit card and pay it off at the end of the month, because that money was going to be spent and put out anyway. So whatever you're using for your everyday essentials, use that credit card, pay it off, because guess what? It gets reported back to the credit bureaus that you're paying off your credit card every month. Now you're creating credit history. You're building that credit up, and it's more secure. If someone gets that credit card information, it's not your own liquid assets in your bank account that's gone and is much harder to recoup and get back. Instead, it's the credit. And a lot of times, the majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, the credit card agencies will forgive any sort of theft or hack or anything that happened to your bank or to your credit card, because that was credit. That was money out of thin air. It was fake money that whoever the perpetrator was that had your information, used. But if it's your debit card and they get into your actual funds and they start stealing out of your checking or savings account, guess what? Sometimes you've lost that money now. So the benefits is you have more security with a credit card, and you pay it off at the end of the month. Your credit score is going to go up. So if you're looking at buying a home because your family's growing or something like that, it's going to help you out, because now you're establishing a credit history and good credit, on-time payments, things like that. So just little tidbits of information for you folks, but downgrade your lifestyle. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed if you do so. Who gives a shit about what people on social media think? I'm telling you, people, just do it. But anyway, this is Michael Burns with One Mic Out, and I'm coming at you with another mic drop for you. So have a good day. Have a good weekend, because I probably won't have another one of these up until next week or a month from now, or who the hell knows. But anyway, have a good one. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that craziness, and I'll see you with the next one. Have a good one.